Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central, and this morning we're taking a look at the Anker 325 power bank. Now yes, I know this is pretty boring just looking at the box. We'll get it out of the box in just a minute, but this is a 20,000 milliampere hour battery, which makes it perfect for keeping devices charged on some of those longer flights that we might be taking over the summer. In terms of the airlines, at 20,000 milliampere hours, it should be just big enough to keep everything going, but also small enough that it doesn't run afoul of any of the airline regulations. As most people probably are aware, you're now required to take things like lithium batteries, power banks in your hand luggage. There's no putting them in your hold luggage, so please do bear that in mind if you are traveling. So with that safety warning out of the way, let's get this unboxed and see what it can do. Right, well, we're back with the Anker 325 power bank. Let's get this open and see what's inside. Now, as I mentioned, it is a 20,000 milliampere battery, which should recharge, if you have like your average smartphone, about 4 times. It'll obviously recharge other things like tablets and probably some of those portable gaming consoles. And here it is. Okay, so it is, I have to say, it is reasonably heavy, which is probably a good thing. And there's not much to it, but you can kind of see you've got 2 of Anker's IQ ports, as they call them, around here, and they're the USB-A style. And then over here we've got a couple of charging ports, one of which is micro USB and the other one is USB-C, so you've got a bit of flexibility there. In terms of charging this, the website says that it takes about 10 hours to charge it on I think it was a 10-watt charger, and about obviously a lot longer, 20 hours if you've got a 5-watt charger. So just bear that in mind. If you buy one of these and you are just about to go on holiday, do make sure you've got enough time to charge it up. Now it looks like here we've also got a button here. I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's kind of hard to see in the bright light. There's a very faint green little dot there, so I'm guessing this is your your state of charge indicator, which you can guess how full your battery is. I should have said there's another manual in here, and it's also a little cable. So yes, there's a little USB, micro USB cable. And here's the proper instructions. So, okay, right. So it looks like there's a good bit of flexibility here. One of the interesting things here is that trickle charging mode. This might be useful for, sometimes I find if you're trying to charge a Fitbit or some other low power device, it doesn't recognize the device because it doesn't draw enough current. So that might be useful if you want to make sure that those get charged. Yeah, so it should be able to output a maximum of 3 amps, 2.4 amps per port. Doesn't actually give you all the standards here, but as I say, it supports all the IQ standards and that sort of thing, so it should be perfect for charging all those devices. So for our continuing test of the Anker power bank, I thought we could try charging a couple of devices. On the left here we have a Galaxy Tab S8 with about 42%, and then over here we have a OnePlus 10 Pro with about 78%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug them in. We're going to take about 10 minutes and see how much they charge. It's just 12:06. I'm going to plug in the OnePlus first, and hopefully you can see that the battery indicator changed to charging. And then if I just plug in the S8 as well, yep, you can kind of see that. So both of them are being charged by the Anker. As I said, we'll come back in 10 minutes. The S8 does have an 8,000 milliampere hour battery compared with the OnePlus 10's 5,000 milliampere hour battery. So we're not going to see the same percentages. This is really just to give us an idea as to how well it charges in, say, about 10 to 15 minutes. So 12:06 now, back in about 10 minutes. So we've had a little bit over 10 minutes, and now you can kind of see that the Samsung is up to 45%. I think it was 42%, so it's maybe gone up about 3%. And then on the OnePlus 10, we're up to 87%. Now I think that was 78%. So that's a pretty good increase for the OnePlus 10. I think it's kind of known for its fast charging, but it's good to see that the Anker can support that. So let's take this home. This is the Anker 325, a 20,000 milliampere hour power bank. It's enough to keep all your devices charged on long flights, but it's not big enough to get you into trouble with the airlines. As you can see, it's got the two USB-A charging ports here, which you can obviously use a cable that's suitable for your needs, but you have the options, and if I just get the lighting about right, you've got the option to charge and charge only from both micro USB and also USB-C. Now you can't charge from these, you can only charge from these bigger ones. Supports Power IQ, so it'll intelligently charge your devices. It also supports trickle charging, so I think if I press the button twice, it turns it into, you can kind of see the little green LED there, and it turns it into a trickle charging mode, which is great if you're trying to charge some of those smaller devices. I think from the Anker brand you can take reliability and things like that. Its RRP is $39.99. You will often see it on discount, so do keep your eye out for that. And I think for something like this, it is a better investment to buy this, perhaps the slightly more expensive or well-known brands, than go something cheaper from some of these brands from China, which just really are a jumble of letters. So that's just about it for the 325. Do like and subscribe. And this is Andrew for Geek News Central with the Anker 325 power bank.